So have you read that topic, union and enum? So union is very similar like your structure, but what is the difference between the union and enum? The union uses the shared memory, while the in a structure, every structure member is having its own memory. It is having its own memory, but union, all the union members share the memory. And what is the size of union? The size of union will be decided by the largest union members, the size of the largest union member. Okay, and how that memory will be shared, we have discussed earlier again. And enumeration, the enumeration is nothing but only the it is a symbolic constant that we are creating. That is, instead of using that 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, if you want to use the name to be given to that constant, then you can use enumeration. Just like we define the weeks, and in the weeks we can define the Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, like that. Months, yeah, months can be defined as January, February, March, April. So January equal to 1. If I define January equal to 1, February is 2, March is 3, like that. Okay, so it doesn't affect your logic of your program, but your program becomes more readable. Okay, it is a more user understandable if you use the your enumeration. Okay, so getting, so today's topic is the file operation. File operations. Okay, so before starting the file operation, let me tell you what is the need of file operation. Actually, whatever the program that we have done earlier, just like take an example of the last one, you take the student information of three student information from the user. Okay, you do some process, and after processing, when your program get exit, what happened with that student information that you have entered? What happened with that information? That information get vanishes when your program get terminated. It is automatically get destroyed because you have created that variables, structure variables, in the your main function. And in the main function, actually when the main function over, your program get over, and all the function, all the variable defined in the main function get deleted there. So suppose if I want to test that program again, then I need to again re-enter all the three information. So instead of 3 information, 10 information I need to enter. Then every time I need to enter the 10 information. 10 information I need to. So it is a very, very time consuming. And again, suppose if you have sorted that data, and after sorting you have done lots of stuff, and you sort the data, and after sorting actually you have displayed that data, and your program terminate. Then what happened with that output? Your output will be again destroyed. So if you want to show that output to your suppose teacher, then you need to rerun that program again. After rerun, you need to again re-enter the inputs and again sort that particular 10 students, and you will again get that particular output. So it requires very time consuming. So is it possible to store my output as a permanent storage? So whatever the story result that we have discussed earlier, actually that we are storing into the RAM memory. We're storing into RAM memory. And we know that RAM memory is a volatile type of memory. When you actually program get terminated or your power get off, then all the data in that RAM memory get vanishes. So what is the solution if you want to store that data in a permanent memory? Then what is the solution? Can you tell me? If you want to store your data in a permanently, then what is the solution? Instead of using the RAM memory, or instead of using the primary memory, use the secondary type of memory. And what is secondary type of memory? Yes, secondary type of memory is
Hard disk.
yes,
Hard disk, pen drive.
yeah, hard disk, pen drive, okay, or your SD card. Okay, so any secondary or permanent storage, in a permanent storage, if you want to store your data, then you require this topic, file operation. So what you do, you store your output in the file, and where that file gets stored, the file you are storing into the hard disk, C drive, D drive, like that. You create a folder, and in that folder you are storing that file. This is for output purpose. The same you can use the file for the input purpose also. For example, whatever the input you want to give to your program, you don't want to give every time as a manually. So whatever the input that you want to give, you have entered that input into one of the file and just provide that file to your program. Your program will read the content of that file, and accordingly it will scan that particular numbers. About two numbers you want to give, just store that numbers into that file. Your program will read that file, and after reading that file, your program will get the input, and after processing that data, your program will write your output into again one of the file. So display actually not required here. You don't require display. Whatever the input and whatever the output you can actually do in the file itself, and that is known as your permanent type of the operation that you are doing. One type of input you have and the permanent type of output you have. Got it? So in this session, actually, we are going to see how to open a file. First, we will see how to open a file. Second one is we will read. Okay, so I will list out here what are the operations that we are going to see. First one is we'll see file open. This operation we are going to see first, file open, how to open a file. Second one is the file read, how to do the file read operation. Third one is the how to close the file. Okay, if I want to close the file, then how to close it. Fourth operation will be how to write into the file. Okay, how to write into the file. So if I want to write some data into the file, then how to write. So this actually the four operation we are going to see here. One more operation is there, that is known as the file append. Okay, append is very similar like your write, but the write and append is somewhat different. We'll discuss it. Okay, so we'll see one by one. So very first one is the file open. Okay, so file open means suppose you have one existing file. Okay, let me create one file here. I'm going to the file new, and I'm creating one file. So hello, my name is Ganesh Tardi. Okay, my name is Ganesh Tardi. Okay, so here I'm creating the file. I'm storing into the same folder that where my .c file is there. If your file .c file and the file to be open is saved in your same folder, then no need to give that absolute path. Okay, just giving the name of that file is very sufficient. So first I need to give you the name of the file. My name of the file is suppose data.txt. Okay, the extension you can do anything, or without extension also work, but it is a text file, so that's why I'm doing a .txt. .txt means it is a okay, it is already exists, so I'm just replacing it. Data.txt is already existing. Okay, so what is my task? First thing is I want to check here this file is exist or not. If the file is exist, then only I'm opening the file, then only I'm reading the file. And if the file is not exist, then just see give the error message, that is file is not exist, I cannot open the file. Okay, this is my first task. So what you need first, now you need to open a file. If you need to open a file, then you need a pointer to file. You need a pointer. So okay, my internet was interrupted, so sorry. So I switch my internet to mobile network. So tell me, am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So where I am, file open.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so file open means actually this is the operation where actually we open a file, but that file should be exist on a hard disk. If the file is not exist on hard disk, then it is returning a null. So if you want to open any file which is available in your hard disk, you require one pointer to the file, and the data type of that pointer which is pointing to the file the name of that pointer is the file pointer. That name of the pointer is file pointer. So this file star is a pointer. Now you can give here any name. Okay, so it is my just pointer name. Okay, fp is my pointer name. Okay, so file pointer. So first thing, if you want to open a file, if you want to read a file, if you want to write a file, anything operation you want to do, first you require the file pointer. So create the file pointer, then now open the file. So which function is used to open a file? The function name is the fopen function. So using the fopen function, actually I can open the file. So first thing is you need to give here the name of the file. So what is the name of my file? It is a data.txt. It is a data.txt. Okay, and then second parameter to your fopen is the what is the mode of this file that you want to open. Now the file can be opened in three modes. First one is your read mode. Read mode means when you open your file in any read mode, in a read mode, then you can only read from that file. You cannot write into the file. Getting? So if you are opening a file, I'm just giving here. Read mode means, what is the meaning of read mode? Read mode means open file in read only mode. Read only mode. Read only mode means you can only read that file. You cannot write into that file. Okay. And if file exists, then open the file in read only mode. Okay. Otherwise, if file not exist, then if the file is not exist, then it returns null. It returns the null. Okay, so if you are opening a file in a read mode and if the file is exist, then it will return the address to that file. But if the file is not exist, then it returns null. Got it? But if you are using read mode, then you can only read from that file. You cannot write into the file. Okay, so first, what is the read mode? R mode. Okay, read mode is the R mode. So here R mode I'm opening. So fopen, what the fopen returns? The fopen function returns the address, just like your malloc function. Malloc function returns the address of the memory allocated. Here also, if the data.txt file is available into the hard disk, that file get copied from hard disk to your RAM memory, and whatever the address on that RAM memory you are now getting from the fopen. Now that address you should be stored somewhere. So we know that where we can store the address, we can store the address in a pointer. So and that pointer that we create as a file pointer. So fopen returns the file pointer. So fp should be is of the type of file pointer only. So whatever the address returned by the fopen, that gets stored into the fp. So fp is equal to fopen will open a file only if the data.txt is available, and if you are opening in a read only mode, it is opening in a read only, and if it is not, if it is this file is not exist, then it returns null. So we need to check first. What is fp? If fp equal to null, then tell me, if fp equal to null, then what to do? What is the meaning of fp equal to null? File not
Does not
exist. Okay, file not exist. Okay, if the file is not exist, then fp is null. So if the file is not exist, then you just need to print here error message. Error. File not, or file not found. File not found. File not found. Okay, and we don't have to go further. We just have to return from here itself. So return 0. Very simple. Because if you open a file, and fp is null, then the further program is no more having meaning. Okay, the further program is not having any meaning. The further program can be executed only if the file fopen function succeed to open the file. Okay, so if fp is null, file is not return from this here only, written from this only. Okay, and so if the fp is not equal to null, then it will go further. If it is no go further, and what you need to do, suppose in the program we only check that, we will only check that the fp is present or not. Just we do one printf statement here, file open succeed, file open succeed /n and here /n and fclose fp. Okay, so we'll try to run this program and we'll check that if the file is exist, then it will print file open succeed. If the file is not exist, then it will print file not found. So I'm running the program and we'll check that what is my output. Okay, so file open succeed is my output. So just check that here. Suppose I'm giving the data1.txt. Now if the data1.txt, this file is found, then file open succeed, otherwise it will do file not success. Okay, file not found. So data1.txt is not present in my directory. If it is not present in my directory, then the fp is null, and if fp is null, it will print error file not found. Okay, fclose also can be do. Okay, no need to print fclose here. Okay. Getting? So if error file not found, you will get as an error, then this printf will not be executed. So instead of printf, actually what function, what the operation we can do, we can read the content of that file. Okay, so but this is your first program of the file. Just note down this program, or copy the program from your chart window. So in that program, actually we open a program, we open a file, we check that it is exist or not. If it exists, then we print file open x succeed and we close that file. Now this is the way to close your file. Now if you have opened the file, now it is your responsibility to close that file. Always remember that. If you have used fopen, last should be fclose. Got it? So fclose is nothing but if you close the file, whatever the data present in your RAM memory, actually your data.txt file is copied from hard disk to RAM memory when you do fopen. Now when you do fclose, then what happens? Whatever the data present in your RAM memory get again copied into your hard disk. Okay, so it means that take the data from the, or take the file from the hard disk and here return the file to the hard disk. Getting? So it is very, very important to close the file. So we have seen the two operations, file open and the file close operation.
Sir?
Yes.
It should compulsory be a pointer, sir.
Yeah, it is compulsory pointer, because what the fopen return the address. Fopen return the address where your file is stored in your RAM memory. Okay, in your RAM memory, data.txt is bring from your hard disk, and where is the location of that file we need to know, because we need to access the content of that file. So that's why we require address. Fopen return address, and address is stored in which variable? Always we are storing the variable in a pointer variable. So that's why whatever the address written by fopen, we are storing into the fp address, and fp should be, fp pointer should be is of type file pointer only. Getting? Yes.
So
Okay, now next one is we'll try to read the file. So if the file is succeed, if file open is succeed, okay, so we want to read the content of that file. To read the content of the file, we required one character variable, so character ch, because what is what is this file? The file is nothing but your ASCII file. It is the ASCII file. So what we do, we first read H, then we first read E, then we read L, then we read L, then we read O. And if you want to print that content into the console, then what we need, what is our logic? Logic is first read H into the CH and print the CH. Print the CH. So H will be printed. Then read E, print E. Read L, print L. Read L, print L. Until what end? Until the end. And what is the end of your file? What is the end of your file?
Null, sir.
No, the end of the file. Okay, we'll see what is the end. Okay, so we are doing while one. So what we do here, ch is equal to, we root f get c is the function which is generally used to read the character from the file. F get c means file get character. Now form is file get character. Which file, from which file you want to get a character? So you need to give your file pointer. So what is my file pointer name? fp. fp is my file pointer name. So what it will read the first character and copy that character into the ch. Copy that character into the ch. Getting? So you are getting the first character. Now if you are getting the first character, now you need to check that is it the last character. Now what is the last character of your string? String. I'm talking about string. What is the last character of the string?
0.
/0. It is
Slash
/0. Here also there is one last character is defined. One last character is defined for every file. The last character, if you get that last character, it means that you are at the end of the file, and that character is nothing but your EOF character. The name of the character is the EOF character, end of file character. EOF is not known as a end of file character. So it means that if you read the character and if that character is the last character, that is your end of file. Last character is EOF. Okay, so check it is a end of file. Is it end of file? If it is end of file, then why we need to break? We need to break there. Getting? We need to break. But if it is not there, if this condition is not satisfied, then it will go here. It will go here. And what you need to do, you need to just print that ch. %c and comma ch. You are just printing that ch. Getting? Are you getting the point? Very simple. Now how many times I need to execute this code? I don't know. How many times? Because that's why I'm doing while one here. While one, and here ch equal to f get ch, f get c, fp. You get the character, check with the last character. If it is the last character, then break. Otherwise, if it is not last character, then print the ch, whatever the ch is there. So it will read the first character h. Now h is not EOF, so it will print ch, and it will again go to the next iteration. Again, it will read the next character e. Now your question can be like this, sir, fp you have not incremented. Generally what we do, if this is my string and if you want to read the whole string, your pointer, your character pointer, we are incrementing. That p1 plus plus we are generally doing. But here no need to increment the fp here, because when you read any character, the fp is automatically incremented. Remember it. Okay. When you read any character, one character read, fp is now pointing to the next character. When you read the next character, fp is pointing to the next character. It is automatically incremented. So that f get c will increment the fp. So that's why you don't need to increment fp there. fp plus plus you don't need to do here. Okay. So we'll try to run this program and we'll check that is it correct or not. Okay. So first one is, it will print file open succeed and then hello, my name is Ganesh Attarde. Getting? So whatever the content of my file, so I'm changing my content and I am the CEO of GB Softronics. Solutions. Nashi. Okay. So what I have done, I have modified the content of data.txt. Here only I am running the program. When I run the program, you can see here the modified content of your file you are always getting there. So your EOF is modified. First EOF is present after the E. Now EOF is present after the K. Getting? What happen if there is a multi-lines are there? The multi-lines is present, then what happen? If you read the file, the same thing. Here there is /n is there. So after /n, you are getting this. Okay. So here I am the CEO of JB Softronics Solution. 3 lines are there. Just run the program again. Now there are 3 lines of your program. So whatever the content of your file, as it is, you are getting into your program. Yes, are you getting this point? How to read the characters or how to read the file?
Yes, so this FGetC is nothing but scanf, no sir?
Yeah, it is very similar like your scanf, but scanf will scan from the console, scan from your keyboard. Okay, but
Okay.
FGetC will scan from the file. It will scan from the file. Get it?
So can we use scanf and then write it there? Like that will also work.
Pardon? Oh.
If we use scanf, then we have to enter in the other file. Then
So that is the file write program. So in the
Okay.
next program, what we do, we read the content, user content, and whatever the user content that we are putting into the file, that is known as a file writing. Here we are reading the file. So no need for the user input.
Okay, sir.
Whatever the data present in your file, just you are reading it. Getting?
Yes, sir.
Sir,
Yes.
can we use for loop here?
Yes, for loop, while loop, do while, all loops are same. Just same output.
Yes, sir.
Or I can again modify this program like this also. To ch equal to get ch is not equal to EOF. Now this program is now smaller. It will give the same output. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, sorry. Okay, so ch equal to fgetcfp is not equal to EOF, then printf %c ch. So that 3-4 lines are there. I have reduced into the single line only. Okay, so first you read the fgetc into the ch, and whatever the ch you are comparing with the EOF. If it is not equal to EOF, then only it will go inside. If it is equal to EOF, then it will not go inside. It will directly close the file. Getting? So it's just a matter of your logic of your programming. So this is a shortcut method of reading a file. Only 2 lines. Okay. So now we will do one program. In that program actually we will we'll count the number of the characters present into the file, number of characters present into file. Then we will count the number of space present into the file, number of space. So here 1, 2. So how many space present in the file? How many tabs present into the file? Tab. Okay. So here there is no tab is present. So I'm giving here 1 tab. Okay, tab. Here I'm giving 1 tab. Okay, 2 tabs are present. Okay. How many tabs present, and then how many lines present? Okay, how many lines present in my file? Okay, so how many lines? 1, 2, 3 lines present. Okay, so that should be my output. So can you help me to do that program? Your output should be number of characters first, second one is the number of blank spaces, third one is your number of tabs, and fourth one is your number of lines. Okay, so how to do? First we need to define its
Count.
count variables. Okay, so if it's number of line, first one is number of line, second one number of blank spaces. Okay, number of blank spaces equal to 0, and next one is I think number of tabs present. Okay, and one more thing, one total numbers, NOT. Okay, number of total characters present equal to 0. So all this is primary, it is 0. Then now first, now you have print the file, you have print the character. Now I need to check the what is the character there. If ch equal to, tell me, space. If ch equal to space, then which should be incremented? NOB. NOB plus plus. Okay. Okay. If ch equal to slash t means tab, so NOT plus plus, done. And if ch equal to
Sir, two NOTs are there, sir.
slash n, NOT, number of tab and number of, okay,
Number of words.
yeah, TOT करते हैं यहाँ पे, here TOT. Okay, done. TOT. So NOT plus plus, and if slash n is there, then number of line, of line plus plus. Okay, and here for characters, for every character, the total variable get incremented. So it is not in your if statement, so it is outside if statement. So total plus plus. Done. So just I'm printing here outside the loop. So number of characters is equal to %d slash n comma, yes, TOT. Then after that printf number of spaces equal to %d slash n, and then what is space count? NOB, and then printf tab count, number of
NOT.
tabs is equal to %d slash n comma n NOT, and then the last one is I think lines, number of lines is equal to %d comma TOT. Okay, so for this
NOL.
yes, NOL. Okay, number of lines, and then after that F close FP. So total number of characters, actually I'm not going to count here, but number of spaces I can count, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so let it be. First we will check the output, then after that we will verify the output. Okay, so how many spaces? 13 spaces. Number of tabs, 2. Yeah, I know that 2 tabs are there. This is one tab and this is the second tab. Okay, and how many lines are there? Total 2 lines are there. First line, that is first slash n, second slash n. This is not get counted. Actually there are 3 counts is there, 3 lines is there. Okay, total 3 lines. So I can modify here TOT equal to 1. Okay, if I'm doing TOT equal to 1, not TOT, number of lines. Okay, so number of lines is 3 now, number of spaces 13, number of tab is 2, and what is the number of characters? Total number of character is the 86 characters. So you can manually verify this also. Getting? So if you have a single individual character, you can check that individual character, how many. So even you can modify the program as how many consonant, how many vowels present in your lines, how many consonants present in your lines, how many special characters present in your file, then how many capital letters present in your file, how many small case letter present in your file, how many numbers present in your file, that you can now modify this program. Okay, so try that program at your end. So just increase the now counts here, capital case letter, small case letter, number, and then consonant, and then your vowels, how many vowels present. So that, like that program you need to do there. Getting? Yes, done.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Control S. File _2.c. Okay, so now next program is the file copy program. File copy. Tell me, what do you mean file copy program? File copy means one existing file, data.txt. Now you want to create a copy of that file. So you need to create a new file, data1.txt. Now we know that data1.txt is not available. So you need to create the data1.txt, and inside it, whatever the content of data.txt, you need to copy there. You want to copy. So that is known as a file copy program. But in that program, actually, you require the both operation. First operation is your read operation for data.txt, and the second operation, write operation, that is for the data1.txt. That is your file copy. Getting? So we see the next mode, and that is your file write mode. Okay, so in a file write mode, if file exists, first we will see if the file exists, then all the existing contents or the previous contents will be erased. Remember that here, this is very important. If you open a file in write mode, all the previous content will be erased. It is where all file content will be destroyed. It will be erased, and a fresh copy of the file is ready. Fresh copy of the file is ready, but ready to write. But if file not exist, then what happen? It file is not exist. Now your read mode will return a null. Read mode will return a null. But if the file is not exist, then what happens? If the file is not exist, and if you are opening a file into the write mode, data1.txt is not available. So what happens? It will return null? No, it is not returning a null. It creates a new file. It creates a new file with a given name. Okay, whatever the name given, data1.txt, if that file is not exist, it create a new file, and now you, in that file, now you can write your data. Getting? And fp is always present at the starting of your file. It is placed at the starting of your file. fp is pointing the starting character of your file. Getting?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So here we require the 2 pointer. So fp and suppose fc. We require 2 point fp and fc. So fp I have opened as a data.txt, and fc, just tell me, fc is equal to f, open. Now the file that I want to create is a data1.txt. Now data1.txt is not exist, I know that. That's why I am opening that file in a W. And always remember, if it is file is exist, then the previous content of the data1.txt get erased. it is not available. So it is a very, very riskier call here. If you have stored the content previously into that file, and if you open that file into the W mode, all the previous content will be deleted by the W mode. So always make sure that this file is exist previously. If it is exist, then if the data is important, then use the second file. If the another file, if the data is not important, then use W mode. All the previous data will be erased there. Yes, getting? So if fp equal to null, then file not open or source file not open. So fp I am using as a source file, and fc I am opening as a destination file. So if fc equal to null, then same thing I'm doing. Destination file or error in creating destination file. Okay, so in what case you will get fc equal to null? Actually, when the file is not exist, then it will create new file. If the file is exist, then it will open that exist file, but all the data content will be erased. Okay, but in what case your fc is null? While creating a new file, suppose if the memory is no more, okay, all the RAM memory has been busy, no free memory is there. If no free memory is there, then the operating system will not allow to create a new file. So at that case, actually you will get fc is equal to null. If error in creating a file, then fc is equal to null. Getting? So both files ready to copy. Both file opens, ready to copy. Okay, so can you tell me the logic now? Can you tell me logic? Now I have ch, first character of my file h. Yes, it is stored in ch variable. Now next one, I have ch. Okay, data.txt, first character is h. I have that h stored in your ch. Now what is file copy means? File copy means, now the ch, whatever the content of ch, now you need to copy into the which file? fc file, that is your data1.txt. So for reading the file we use fgetc, and for writing the file we use fputc. Fputc is the function, it is used to write the file. And which character I want to write? fc. Where I want to write, which character I want to write? ch. And where I want to write that character? fc. So getting the logic? Very simple logic. Read the character from the source, write that character to the destination. Again read the character from the source, write the character into destination. So character by character I'm get copying. So all the characters from data.txt is get copied into the data1.txt until the not eof, until the end of file of .txt, data.txt. Getting? Yes.
Putc, fputc is like printf, sir.
Yeah, it is print to file, just like
So
print to file.
from
Yes.
ch, everything is getting copied to fc.
It is only copy single character. It is not copy the whole string. First h get copy into the your destination file. Then e get copy. Then l get copy. Individual character get copied here. So how many times this while loop iterates? 86 times, because number of characters is 86. So 86 times f put c will work here, will be copied. 86 character is individually copied into the FC, and when you have done it, the EOF will be automatically inserted there. End of file of your every file is always EOF character. Okay, done. So what we do, we run the program. Yes, ready to file. Now we will try to check here that file is present in my folder or not. So what is the name of that file? Just tell me. Yeah, data1.txt created today at 11:26. Okay, so 1 minute before actually this data.txt is created, and we will see what is the content. When I open the file, you can see here data.txt. This is the content of data.txt, and this is the content of data1.txt. Both are same. Both are same. So it means that you have done the file copy there. Getting the point? Here the file, new file is get created. New file is created. Now you can see here, I am modifying some content here. Suppose this is online C programming class. Okay. So, but data1.txt is this one only, and I am running the program. When I run the program, actually, you can see the data1.txt now becomes, this is the new data is get added there. Actually, the new data is not added. Firstly, all the previous data get erased, and then the content of the data.txt get copied into the data1.txt. Yes, are you getting point? Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now we can modify the program like I can reopen the data1.txt into the read mode, and I can check it again. What is the content of that program? So how?
First, you give this program, sir, in chat box.
C and V. Yes. Now you can modify the program like, suppose to see the output, actually I need to open that file, but I can modify the same program that after closing the file, I'm reopen the file in the read mode. And which file I want to open? data1.txt, because I want to see the content of the data1.txt. So it is read mode. In the read mode I have opened, and then we can see here if fc equal to null, in error in opening file, and then the same thing, control C and control V, and here instead of fp it should be fc only, and then instead of fput just need to do the printf statement, %c, ch, and you can use here printf. Now reading contents of data1.txt, okay, /n, reading the contents from data1.txt, and last one is fclose fc. So when I run this program, you can see here both files open, ready to copy, and reading the contents of the data1.txt, and this is my content. Yeah, this is the content of my data1.txt. No need to open that data1.txt now. Yes, done. Okay, it is not get copied. So done. So how to write into the file, how to read from the file, actually we have seen here. Now here one more mode is there, okay, and that mode we see as a third mode, and that mode is known as append mode. Okay, that mode is called as append mode. The append mode means here if file exists, then now the difference between write mode and append mode is write mode, if you open a file, then all the previous data will be erased, but in append mode you are opening the file for writing purpose, but the previous data is not get erased. All previous data will not erase. Okay, all the previous data will not erase, but fp or the file pointer is placed at the last character of the file. Okay, so if the file exists, then all the previous data will not erase, but the file pointer is placed at the last character of the file. But in write mode, the file pointer is placed at the first character of the file, because all the data will be erased there. But in append mode, whatever the previous content is preserved there, and now new data that you are adding, that data you can add at the end there. You can add at the end. You can see the same program I'm doing with the append mode. Okay, I'm doing with the append mode. Now what is the data1.txt? This is the data. Okay, now when I run this program, actually you can see here, if I open the data1.txt in append mode, the previous content is previous content is as it is there, but what you do, you read the content of the data.txt and you place the data. So where this h get placed here in data1.txt, here the h1 h get placed, e get placed at the last one. Okay, so when you run this program, that whole the message will be appear in a 2 times. You can see here it is appearing 2 times here, hello and this hello 2 times. When you rerun the program again, it is appeared 3 times. Getting? If you again rerun the program, it is appeared 4 times. Getting the append mode now? Yes, everyone getting? That is the only difference. And instead of that, if I'm using W mode, then what happened? All the previous content will be erased and only one message will be there. Just look at here. Yes, only one message is there. When I open in append mode, then previous content and the new content. Again, I run 3 times now. 1, 2, and now this 3 times, third time also I added. So if you have some output, and if you want to preserve the previous output, then generally use the append mode there. Yes, getting?
Yes, sir.
Actually, it is a very, very easy one. There is no such a difference. Okay. So we'll do one program actually. In that program, just copy this program and create a new file where I'm taking the user input. Okay, and that user input I'm adding into the file. Okay, so I require one file pointer only. This I don't require. The data I require, but it should be in a write mode. I create a data2.txt and it should be in a write mode. Control S, file underscore 3.c, and now f equal to null, source file is not found. Okay, so this is not a proper message. W Yes, this is the proper message. If fp equal to error in creating file, yeah, this printf not requires. Okay, now what do we need to do? Now here we need to get the data from the user. We need to get the data from user. So how to get the data from user? Now actually, if you are getting the data from the user as a characters only, because there is a function fputc is used to enter the character or write the character into the file only. So fputc, we have to use here fputc. So how to use? So I'm generally using the str. I'm using the getS function. What is the getS function? GetS function is generally used to get the string from the user. Okay, so get the string from the user. So s getS s, but s should be defined character s, and suppose the 80 characters, and fgetC, and I'm doing one logic here. If I'm inputting the data, if I'm inputting the line, and if strlen, whatever the line I am entering, if that line is having the length is greater than 0, then I need to put that line into the your file. So for character actually we use fgetPutC. For string we use fputC. So string I need to copy. So fputs, not putc, fputs. Fputs means file put string. So whatever the string that you have provided, that is get copied into the fc, and then after that fputc, and then the one character I want to put as a /n, because for after every line I need to put the /n. So fc. So got it? So whatever the data that you are getting from the user as a line, okay, as a line, you are entering, you are reading that line into the, s. You check the length of that line. If it is greater than 0, if it is a valid line, then put that line into the fc. If it is not valid, so it means that if you press only single enter, then it will directly go to the outside one, and then your whatever the input, it's now written into your file. Just we first check that, because getS, I think I have the doubt that getS works in your GCC or not, but let's see. So contents of data1, data2.txt, we'll read it. Data2.txt, fc is null. Okay, then ch. Okay, done. Okay, so yeah, fc, it should be fc, okay, so done. So we'll check that it will work or not, because it is not, it uses getS function, so I'm not able to run this program in Sublime Text, so I need to open a terminal there. So I'm opening a terminal. I'm going to my file folder, download /zoom/clang, and then gcc, then file3.c, file_3.c. Okay, so string.h hash include string.h. So I have included string.h. Again, compile in. Okay, there is no error, so we'll run that file. So a.out. Okay, so it show the warning. Okay, so it is allowed, but it show warning, it is unsafe. So I'm putting my name, first line. Second one is my company name. Okay, my mobile number. Okay, and one more time. Okay, so in the last one I just press 2 times enter. When I press 2 times enter, actually this while loop get break there, because when I press only single enter, the length of my string is 0. Okay, so length of my string is 0, so 0 greater than 0 condition false and it will go outside, and then we open that data.txt and we'll see the content. Yes, data.txt is created and you see the content: Ganesh Attarde, GB Softonic Solution, Nasik, and the mobile number. Getting? So here we use the new function, that is your fputs function. Using the fputs function, actually we can able to put the string into the file. We can able to write the string into the file. Getting? The output reading the content of data.txt, and you will successfully read the content also. This content is get added, and are you getting that what logic I have used? The end of my input, how I have detected? End of my input, how I have detected? I read the string length. Okay, I read the string length. The string length is greater than 0. It is greater than 0. Here also greater than 0. But here what is this one? Here there is no character. It is 0 there. If it is 0, then it loop breaks here. When the loop breaks, close your file and whatever the data is available into your file there. Yes?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm again giving this file 3 file_3.c. Okay, so very easy actually. File operations are very easy. Just you need to get to flow into that. The very one manner you need to understood here. First thing is you require file pointer. Second one is you need to open a file in 3 modes: read mode, write mode, and append mode. Out of this 3 mode, which mode you require, depending on that, actually you open that file. Suppose here now I am opening the file in append mode, and if I am running the program again, I'm rerun the program and now running the program. Okay, so what is my previous content? The previous content of the file is Ganesh Attarde, GB Softonic Solution, Nasik, and this 7588. Okay, so I want to add this line to that file. This is the new line in the data2.txt. Now I need to, only one line I need to. So what I need to do? Only press enter one more time. When I press only one more time, you can see what is the data.txt. This is the previous content, and now new content is get added here. This is the new line into the data.txt. Yes?
Yes, so can you share that program?
Yeah, already shared. File_3.c. In chat window, actually you can get that program. Only just make W, make the A,
Yeah.
replace the W by A. Just understand this all the modes first. If you understood all the mode, then you can easily check that which mode has to be used: read mode, write mode, or append mode. Okay, so done.
Sir,
Yes.
what is that, sir? But file pointer is placed at the last character of the file.
Last character of the file means, suppose now this is my contents of my data. Okay, this is my content of my data. When you open this file in W mode, this is my first character. So what the W mode is doing, W mode will delete all the data. And what is my pointer? Pointer is present at the first character of my file. It is very similar, like I can explain you with that array. Okay, suppose this is my file data. This is the individual character spaces. Individual characters. Because one character require 1 byte. One character require 1 byte. Suppose your file contains hello only, HELLO. Okay, so this is my H, this E, this is E, this is L, the HE. Okay, sorry. L and O. And what is the last character? EOF character. The last is EOF character. The last is a UEF character. Now, when you open the file in A mode, then what happened? Your FP is your file pointer. File pointer contains the address. The FP contains the address of UEF. So this is my FP. Here is your FP. But this is the case when you open your file in append mode. Okay. But when you open the file in read mode or write mode, when you open the file in write mode, first we'll see write mode. When you open the file in write mode, then your FP is present at first character. This is my FP. FP is placed at the first character of your file. When you open it, now this is for read and write mode. This for read and write mode. And here this is FP, and now this is for append mode. Yes, you're getting? When you do a append mode, then your file pointer is placed at the last character of your file. And what is the last character? UEF character. So it means that whatever the new content that you are adding, it get added from this point. Suppose first is, at first when I run this program, your content of the file is Ganesh Gupta, the solution, Nasik, and this 7588615326. So, and after 6 there is a UEF character. So when you open the file, reopen the file using append mode, where is that FP? FP is after the 6. FP is after the 6. So when after the 6, actually whatever the new data I am adding, that is get added after the hello, when you open this file in append mode. But when you open the file in write mode, all the previous data will be erased. Why? Because FP is placed at the first point, and whatever the new content that you are adding, it is overwrite here. All the data will be overwritten. Now getting? Yes?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, now next one is the next program we will see. Control C, Control V. Okay, so I open the file in append mode. Data3.txt and file 3 file underscore 4.c, and f equal to null. So it is in open in W mode. And this all get deleted. Okay. Now, suppose I want to take the user input. I want to store some data. Okay, and data is suppose roll number. Second one is your name, character or name of 20, and suppose marks, float marks. Okay, so I want to store this data. I want to store the data, roll number, name, and the marks of the student into my file. So how to store? So first we need to take the user input. So first take the user input. Tell me, enter the roll number. So roll number can be input by using scanf %d address of roll number. Okay, then printf, enter the name, and then scanf %s comma name, or instead of this you can use gettys also. Gettys, or just leave it scanf, and then last one is printf, enter the marks, and then scanf and %f and then address of marks. Now I have the three data. I want to put that data into the data3.txt. So what is the procedure? The procedure is very simple. Generally, if I want to print the data into the, if I want to print the data on the display, then generally we put printf statement. Okay, but I want to print into the file, so that's why use a printf statement. Okay, so a printf statement, and then first one is where you want to print fp or fs, fc. Okay, fc, where I want to print on fc. So what I want to print, first one is roll number, second one is your name, third one is your percentage of, that is your marks. So what is percentage d? Roll number. What is the percentage s? Name. What is the, it is marks. And then f close fc, and we will see the what is the content of that data3.txt. So data3.txt, and we will open that file. Okay, so done. What I have understood, what I've done, I have take the user input, and whatever the user input I put into my file as of using the printf statement. So I am first compiling the program. There is no error, so a dot out. So enter the roll number. So roll number is suppose 2, name is Ganesh, marks is 98.56. So getting, so roll number is 2, marks is Ganesh, and it is 98.55998. Okay, it is actually nearly equal to 56. Getting? Are you getting this?
Yes, sir.
Suppose if I'm opening is in append mode, then append mode. So compile, run it. So I'm entering the another data, Nilesh 1, Nilesh, and suppose 67. Are you getting? 2 data my file is having. I'm again running the program to add the third data, 9, G1, 60, 60. Okay, so this much of your actually data, whatever the output, you can now place into your output file. This is my output file. Whatever the output I'm getting, it is get copied into my output file there. Yes, yes, are you getting now this point?
Yes, sir. This is similar to structures, no, sir? Like if you
Yeah,
have to,
yes. If it is structured, then what is the its data? Tell me, what is the modification? if it is structure, then suppose S1 is the object of structure, so it is S1 dot roll number, it is S1 dot name, it is S1 dot marks, here S1 dot roll number, here S1 dot marks, and here S1 dot marks. So now getting?
Okay, yeah.
So very similar, like you can use the same for the structure again. Actually that is your homework. Okay, so what are the structure element, just put into your file. Now next one is, suppose okay, I'm sharing this file again. In the next line, in next program, actually what we do, whatever the contents of that data3.txt, these three students, so I want to read it back. Okay, so I want to store this 2 into one of the variable, condition into one of the variable, this into again second variable. Okay, so that one is your new file now.
Sir,
Yes,
send this program in chat box, sir.
yeah, already sent it.
Sir, no, sir.
Yeah, file underscore 4.c. File, actually I have sent it file there. Are you getting the file?
No, sir.
Anyone getting the file?
No, sir.
Okay, you are connected your this Zoom on mobile or laptop?
Mobile, sir.
Okay, that's why you're not getting. Okay, so I will send all the files on WhatsApp, because this length of this files is larger, so that's why I'm not unable to copy paste.
Okay, sir.
So all the C files I'm going to say, send into the WhatsApp group itself. WhatsApp C. Hmm. Okay, so now in this program, actually, whatever the data3.txt I'm opening in read mode. Okay, so error in opening file, and then I want to read it back. So for reading the back, so first data, I'm only reading the one data only. Okay, I'm not reading whole data. Okay, so one data I want to read. So that's why which function? Instead of printf function, use the scanf function. Use scanf function. So the scanf function will be used very simple, just like your printf function. Where from you want to scan? FC. Okay, FC I want to scan. And what is it? First one is roll number. So roll number is stored in address of roll number. Next one is your name. Name is stored into your name. Okay. Next one is your marks. Marks is stored in your address of marks. And /n is not there. Okay, /n should not be there. Getting? Yes. I am only reading one data. First data I am only reading. I'm not reading second one. I'm reading only first one. Just now check that data, first data is correct or not. Okay, so roll number is equal to %d /n comma yes roll number, then printf name %s /n comma name, and then printf marks %f /n comma yes marks. Okay, and I don't want the content here. Okay, so this content I am removing. So you can put here one printf statement, the data that read from file is selection. Yes, are you getting? So here what I have done, whatever the content of the data3.txt, I am opening in your read mode, and I'm only reading only first two data. Okay, if you want to read the 3 times, if you want to read 3 data, use this statement 3 times. fscanf will be read 3 times. So just I am running the program and let me see the output. You can see roll number 2, name Ganesh, and marks is this 98.558. Getting? If I want the 3 data, then just copy paste 3 times. Copy paste 3 times and you will get the 3 data. So look at here, first data is 2 Ganesh 98.55. The second data is 1 Nilesh 67 and third data is 9 G1 60.0. Getting? Yes, is it easy? Huh? Yes. Is it easy? Now you can use the while loop again here, because you don't know how much of data actually it present. How much of data it present. Actually manually you have copy paste 3 times, but instead of that you can use here this method. While fscanf is not returning end of file, while fscanf is not returning end of file, you just repeat this statement. All the statement get repeated. I'm putting this printf Control X, Control V outside. And one more time, so you can do here that formatting, that is roll number /t, then name /t, then marks slash, not marks, then /n, and then first one %d /t, then %s /t, and then %f /n. Control B, I run my program and I will get my output in terms of the previous display that we have used in your structure. Roll number, name and marks. Yes, is it now easy one?
Yes, sir.
Huh?
Yes.
So here you have what you have learned, how to write your data, how to write your output into the file. Then if you have already written that data, how to read it back. If you want to read it back, then it should be you should use fscanf. But if you see carefully that while entering the data, I have give their space there. Space is present. Okay, so it means that it give that here in between the 2 inputs there are this space is present. So first is roll number, second one is your name. So in between that name and roll number there is a space in between. Getting? For writing also I'm giving their space. For reading also I'm giving the space. Okay, so this I am just copy paste in your chat window. Only the logic. Okay, and that's it in your files. This is the only thing available in your files. Only required. This is the only things required to do all the project that I'm going to assign to you. Yeah, so tell me any doubts. Yes, any doubts? Aswita, Dipti, Sharanya. No.
Sir,
Hmm?
can we use for and while loop in the same program, like first for then while?
First for and while means where? Here, instead of while.
No, not this program, sir. Like usually in any program, can we use like that?
Yes. Inside for you can use while. Inside while you can use for. Any statement you can use anywhere. There is no rules that inside while you cannot use for, or inside for you cannot use while. These are the statement. And while loop, what the while loop is doing? While loop is only iterate the statements. So whenever you place that while loop, it just iterate the statements.
Okay, sir.
So whatever just logic, your logic, just think about that logic. Is it necessary? If it is necessary, just put it. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So this is the end of your syllabus. Yes.
Sir, here in this while we are not given any increment symbol. No, sir, it is incrementing by itself, sir.
Yes. The file pointer, when you read or write, the file pointer is always incremented by 1. No need to
Sir, we
manually
use
increment file pointer. Huh?
for loop.
For also, yes. Whenever you read, actually for and while is not having any meaning here. It is the f get C, f put C, f get S, f put S, f scan f print f. These are the 6 functions which can be used for file operations. Okay, and every function will increment the file pointer itself. No need to increment manually.
Okay.
Okay, but it doesn't mean that you cannot increment file pointer. You can also increment file pointer. FC++ you can do.
Okay.
Okay, so I will share you one program statement. Actually, not program statement, is a mini project kind of thing. I will send you one mini project, one or two statement I am going to send you. Out of that 2, you need to attempt only one, or if possible, attempt both. Okay, and then I will share you one link through which you have to upload your file, whatever the file, and that file should be .c plus your output file. .c plus output file. All the file input files, if there are 3 files are there, make a zip of it and just upload it. Okay.
So when should we submit?
I will give you deadline. Deadline is up to 4 to 5 days. I will give you.
Okay.
Today's date is 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Not 10. Up to 12 August.
Okay,
Up to
sir.
12th August. Actually require only 1 to 2 hours only to complete that whole program.
Sir, we should just send the code or what, sir?
.c file plus your input file plus your output file.
Okay, sir.
Okay, so actually the program that I'm going to give here, that is uses the files as a database. File as a database. Okay.
Sir, then we can't do in online, no, sir, online GDP.
Yes, online. You can't do online. So use
Okay.
that. I think I have shared you one technique online. What is that? Online shell, or for the same thing. One of you have asked me that question, sir, how to do a file operation on online. So I think it is. I shared you that thing. Online Linux terminal. Yes, online Linux terminal. Yes, this is cocal.com. I will share you this online Linux terminal cocal. So you will get a terminal there. You create a file. Run terminal now. So whatever here I'm doing, actually you can do there.
Okay, sir.
GCC, VI. Okay, there the project name is suppose file1. Welcome to sign up. Where is that project? Okay, sign up. Sign up. You need to sign up there. All the project will be saved there. Previous
Okay.
project is not sure. Yes. Here, Ganesh. Okay, so these things we have done earlier. A.out, input.txt, hello.cpp.
Okay, sir.
Okay, so go there, just do your files, or you can instead of this you can use your Turbo C. Turbo C also can be used
Okay, sir.
for the file operations.
We can do in GDB also, no, sir. We can create project there.
GDB.
Yeah.
But actually file operation there works or not, I don't know.
Okay.
File operation. So this is the W. Control A, Control C. We'll check it. We'll check it right now. Online GDB. Online C compiler. Okay, yeah, file is created. You can see here data2.txt and you can save that file also. Huh? You can save this.
But how to save it, sir? Save, okay.
Yeah, save is there, I think. In your project, actually, that file will be saved. Create one new project and all the file will be shared, and that project you can now send me directly. Or instead of files, you can directly send me that project.
Okay, sir.
Okay, link can be shared.
So, sir, the project which you give, we can do here and directly send it to you.
Yes, link. Okay, so
This
I will
link
give you.
is for
If you are all of you are going to this on online GDB, no need to upload the files.
Okay,
Just
sir.
give the link of that your program.
Yes, sir. We'll send the link.
Yes. So I will create the Google form in which you can upload only link only.
Okay, sir.
Okay. So I think this is the end of your syllabus, and from now actually it is the starting of your education. Now it is your turn. Whatever I have the knowledge about the C language, basic knowledge of C language I have shared with you. You explore it more. Just think that the knowledge I have shared is only a 0.005% only. 0.005% only. The remaining thing you have to explore by yourself. Okay, so I can only show you the direction. What I have done, I have done the difficult things easier only, but these things get more easier when you do more practice on C language. Just go on the Hacker Earth. There are the challenges are there, different challenges, C challenges are there. Just go there, build your all the profiles. Whenever you solve that challenges, actually that points will be get increments, and that point will decide. According to that point also, the some of the companies are taking their interviews. Okay, you will get a automatically call from the Hacker Earth placement there only. Getting?
So that is website, sir.
Yeah, website Hacker Earth.
Okay, sir.
Okay, so now one thing I need to share with you again. So actually, generally what I'm doing, have you decided your goal in your life? What you need to do? What you have to do? suppose after 3 to 4 years, or after 10 years, or after 20 years, so where you will be? So have you decided it? If you're not decided, then decide right now. Okay, so what generally you should do, I will share you one template. I will share you a template on the WhatsApp group, and on the WhatsApp group actually, using that template actually, you need to write your goal like this. Okay, so my goal by, and write the date there, and whatever the date, and after the date, whatever your goal is there. Okay, so my earn is to my goal is to earn 1 lakh per month consistently on the total autopilot mode. Okay, doing what I love in a freedom manner. Okay, this is my goal actually. Okay, and now you need to decide your goal first. Where should be after 1 year or after 2 years, which is your dream company? Suppose your dream company is your, suppose, Apple. Okay, so you want to be placed in the Apple, so write the goal there, and you have to always place that goal where you are sitting at your home. So generally on your table, study table in front of your eyes actually, just stick that goals and read that goals every day, every morning. Every day, every morning you read to. That is, this is your short-term goal. Now the same thing you should go for the aspiration goal, that is known as your long-term goal. Now your long-term goal means after the, suppose, 5 to 6 years actually, after the 5 to 6 years, where should be you think about? Suppose you think that after 5 years, my goal is to be reside in the USA. Okay, I should be in USA or Japan. Okay, so this is your goal. Just describe properly. Do not give that broad terms like I want to be live in abroad. No need abroad. Directly put their country, which country you like directly. I want to visit these places. Okay, just write your aspiration goals there. And again the same thing, where you are sitting, at that setting actually you have to place there. And again, third thing I want to share with you, that is every day you need to create one goal diary, and every day you have to write whatever you need, you want to achieve in your life. Anything you want to achieve in your life, just write every day. So every day 2 times you need to write. So every day you need to write 2 times. So I am writing my all the goals 2 times every day, and sign it. Here, sign it. Okay, so when you sign it actually, it means that you are attested, you are doing attested, that is, this is my goal and I have to achieve this. And every day you are reminding your goals, and when every day you are reminding your goals, now accordingly you are taking the efforts to gain that particular goals. Okay, so this is the thing that I am following. You should also follow. That is my actually wish. That is the only takeaway from this course. But most of the thing you can do yourself. That is your turn now. How much C you should learn, that is you decide. How many efforts you are taking to learn the C language, that will decide that how much C language you know. So there is one what is it? Yeah, I forgot actually. There is one Newton's law. Okay, Newton's law is there. For every action there is equal and opposite reaction. So whatever the action that you are taking, that will decide how much reaction you are getting. How is the strength of that action you are taking. If you are taking the efforts of 5% only, so you are getting back 5% only. If you are taking 100% effort, then you are getting the 100% back. Okay, so just do not now leave this C language until you got placed in one of the reputed company, because C language is the thing. If you not study it, or if you are not revise it for 2 weeks, then you will definitely forget all the C language. So you need to revise it again and again. Every day you need to revise. And just this book first is this is the book that you have to take. Let us see. Then second one is this one, Programming in ANSYS, that is your Bala Guruswamy. And the third book is the Venugopalan, Exploring C is the Venugopalan. And the fourth one is your Dennis Ritchie, okay, ANSYS by Dennis Ritchie. Okay, these 4 books you have to read. If you read just all the 4 books, then any company which is the first company that is that you are appearing for, they are fighting to get you into their company. They will offer you any package. That is, you decide what is your package. The package is not decided by them. You decide your package. 5 lakhs, 6 lakhs, 10 lakhs. You decide your package. But again, the same thing. How many efforts you are taking towards it? It decide that how many package you are getting. Yes.
Yes, sir.
So are you going to follow my steps?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so whatever the template I am giving, that template you just print out. If it is not possible to print out in this pandemic, then make by your own hand and then write your goal and just put that goal privately on my WhatsApp group. Okay, with a selfie. Okay, with a selfie, your photo and your goal, that should be your today's task. Okay, complete that process in 2 days only.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. So I think this is the end of this session. So anyone wants to share the feedback?
Sir,
Yes.
that videos which you uploaded in YouTube, can we access whenever we want? Like,
Yes,
can we
yes,
watch?
it is anytime it is public. Every time it is public. I'm not going to make it as a private.
Okay, sir. Like before we going for placement, that time also can we watch?
Yes, 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 yes. It is public. It is public. I'm not
Okay,
going to
sir.
make it as a private.
You are very good, sir. Like we understood everything properly, whatever you thought. It was nice
Yes.
having a class with you.
Yeah. And can you rate yourself before this class and after this class? Can you rate yourself? Rate from 1 to 10. Before the class, after the class.
Sir, actually, before joining to this class, when we studied C in second sem, we had C, sir. That time we didn't have any knowledge about C, sir. Just we were mug-upping and writing the codes, and we got marks. Now only we are actually getting to know the meaning and everything, coding and all we can do by our own, sir.
And it will increase your programming practice. So whatever the first program, suppose one program statement is given before the class and after the class, then it will change your mindset. That is how you should think according to that program.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, Sharanya, are you want to? Dipti?
Yes, so initially actually I didn't like coding, but then like it's important for placement, so I just forced myself to study, like I joined the course.
Yeah.
But now like you've made it more interesting and I started.
And I like your coding also. And your way of thinking is very, very good.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. All of
Yeah,
you
because,
are, yeah.
Yeah, because of your teaching, your procedure and everything, like it's more interactive. Like that's what's needed in any class.
Yes.
And the way you explain things also, it's like very easily understandable.
Yeah. Actually, my teaching style is don't make the things difficult. Make the things first. Make the things as a very easier. Teach the easiest part. Then after that, go into the deeper. go into the, don't directly throw directly difficult part to the students. First, your thinking should be, this is the simplest topic in the earth, on the earth. Simplest topic, C language. If you want to learn C language is the simplest language in the earth. Then only you can learn the C language thoroughly. Otherwise, suppose if you think that, suppose if your senior will say that pointer is the very difficult concept, and you see that how the pointer is not so much difficult. If you understand the basic things of the pointer, then you can apply it anywhere. Now, what is how the pointer is? Is it difficult or easier?
It's easy, but we just need practice.
Yeah, it's very practicing. Actually, myself, I have done the practice more about the 3 to 4 months for C language when I did the CDAC. Okay, and listen these songs every day. That Lakshya song. So in your language also, in mother tongue language also, if some motivational songs are there which defines the aim of your life, then you can listen that songs every day.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so thank you for listening me.
Thank you, sir.
For more than,
Thank you, sir.
I think 4 weeks now. More than 4 weeks. 4 weeks.
20.
3
This
weeks.
is 4th week, sir.
4th weeks, yeah, is 4th week. Okay, so if possible, then give this feedback on your WhatsApp group also. Then also your sir will also get that feedback.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, so thank you. And if you want any more practice session or any doubt clearing session, then that WhatsApp group is there. Just decide any time,
Yes, sir.
and we'll again meet up one meeting per month we can do easily.
Okay, sir.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay. So thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.